It's estimated that about 10,000 baby boomers retire every day in America, and many of them are planning to supplement their retirement savings by continuing to work. But the big question is that a gamble or is that good sense? Well, our Legacy Retirement Group duo is back. We have Greg and Kristen Taylor to help with some answers on this. So thank you for being here to talk about this. Here. And so let's talk. If a retired person is thinking, I am going to work, I'm going to make some extra income when it gets time to it, you'd assume that's a good thing, right? Because they're thinking they're going to make money. But a recent article in Business Insider says it is a dangerous retirement gamble. And why is that?
Well, the big thing is, a lot of people in their 50s and 60s right now, they haven't really saved much for their retirement. The average retirement 401k savings is less than $150,000. And people are counting on this as the main way they're going to supplement their retirement and make it throughout the rest of their lives. That's maybe 20 or 30 years. So over 50% of those retiring say, that are of retirement age are thinking, wow, I'll just work to 68 or 70 or 75 even. I hear people coming in and saying, I'm going to work, in the later years. But there's some research that says as little as 15% are actually able to do so because of health concerns, because of the health of a spouse, because maybe a parent moves in with you and needs your help caring for them. So there's lots of things that contribute to it, but don't count on, that's really a dangerous game.
We're not trying to discourage hard work, if you will. Some people just like to work. I think Greg's going to probably be one of those that works long, but we don't want to count on it, and that's where it becomes a gamble.
That's exactly right, because you never know what's going to happen. And there are eye-opening numbers, as you mentioned. 50% have to retire early even. Yes. And there's so many things that you really cannot possibly know if it's going to happen or not.
Well, we met with a dear lady last week who actually called in from the show here, and she said, I was planning on continuing to do what I've been doing all my life, but health has not allowed me to do so. So now she's looking into different employment. Now we're looking at ways to make it so that she doesn't have to work. It's only an I want to work, and having planning set in place so she doesn't have to. But yeah, we've seen it time and time again.
And that's the thing, is that the decision to work after retirement, for a lot of people, they don't believe it is a choice. And we want it to be, like you said, a choice in that case, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Greg, if they can't work during their retirement years, what else can they do then to supplement that income?
Well, the big thing is there needs to be an income generating plan. So you've got Social Security benefits. We've talked many times about maximizing those. If there's a pension, wonderful, but typically there's going to be some shortfall, whether it's $10,000 a year, $20,000 a year, $30,000 a year, in order to maintain just the normal standard of living. It's not taking, trips around the world every month. It's just, hey, I want to be able to live my life comfortably. Having an income generating plan that says, no matter what happens with interest rates, the stock markets, or anything else, we know this income is going to be coming in. It's predictable. I can count on it. That gives people some peace of mind. And I can tell you that is the number one thing that we do in our practices, show people how you do that and know that you're not going to run out of money.
Yeah, and it's having that conversation to be realistic as to what you're able to do, right? So Greg often jokes and says you can't make a bologna sandwich without bologna. So we need to look at where you're at and what you have and what's feasible for you to do. And if you have to work, then let's find ways that works for you in your particular situation.
Is there ever a time where it's too late to come up with an income generating plan? Can somebody sitting out there say, I should try when I'm 30 to figure this out, or the retirement red zone? Is that too late to sit down and make decisions?
Well, certainly we want people to do a great job of saving as much as they can. But when you're somewhere around 5 years or so out from retirement, you should really make sure you've got a focused plan, because you don't want to be caught by surprise. You don't want to get to a year from being able to retire, or maybe being forced to retire.
Right. But if you're already there and maybe you've experienced a stock market loss, then I think it becomes more real for people at that point, and say you're already into retirement past that red zone that you're talking about, then it's definitely never too late. At least preserve what you have left.
Right, that's a good
Because
point.
you don't want to take another hit when things, the cycle goes up and down, right? That's the normal cycle of the market. It goes up and down. And so we don't want to hit another loss where you lose even more than you've already lost.
And I want to mention you have a great deal today, and this is 5 Steps to Retirement. It's actually a report for retirement readiness. So this is a way to figure out if you are ready to call it a day or if you need to take other steps and go from there. So the first 20 people who call right now into Legacy Retirement Group going to get that report. And then if you find out, hey, I'm in trouble, come in, see Greg and Kristen, see the team, try and come up with a plan so that you're not stuck by the time you retire,
Yes,
right?
good starting point.
And this 5 steps, it really helps people do the math.
Yeah,
That's what we talk about. We'll just do the math and see what you're able to do and see how ready you actually are.
Okay, Greg and Kristen, thank you as always for being with us.
Good to be here.